Hey YouTubers, it's Alex. So the video you're about to watch is the first of two videos where I show you how to build a one-page website using a powerful page builder plugin called the SiteOrigin Page Builder plugin. Now this tutorial is actually a part of a course that I teach online. The name of the course is the Ultimate WordPress Bootcamp, Build Multiple Websites Using WordPress. Now in this course, I'm going to show you how to build different kinds of websites using WordPress. I'll show you how to build a blog, a business website, a website for charity, a job board website, and even a freaking social networking site using WordPress. This course has over 11 hours of content, and by the end of the course, you'll have all the skills and experience necessary to build any kind of website that you have in mind using WordPress. Now, if this sounds interesting to you, I'm going to make it even more interesting because I'm going to give you a discount. Normally, the course sells for $50, but I'm going to add a coupon code and a link in the description box below where you can get the course for $35. So that's $15 off a course that has over 11 hours of content just waiting for you to devour. So I hope you sign up for the course, but I also hope you enjoy this tutorial. If you have any questions or comments regarding the course or this particular tutorial, put them in the comment section below and I'll be sure to answer them. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial and I will see you next time. Bye for now. Well, hello and welcome to a brand new section where we're going to be building a one-page website. Now, the website is going to be for an event called WordPress Conference 2016. How original. So we're going to be using a theme called the SiteOrigin North theme, and we're going to be using a plugin called the SiteOrigin Page Builder plugin. And with this plugin, we're going to build out several sections for our website. We'll have a section for our video, a section for introductory text, a section for instructors that will be presenting during this conference, another section that will contain a gallery of pictures from previous conferences, and of course a pricing table showcasing some of the packages that will be made available in the conference, testimonials from previous attendees, and last but not least, we're going to have a section that will have an address showing the physical location of the conference. So if you're interested in building out this website along with me, you can always use this video as a reference to see what we're going to be building in the next class. So the very first class, we're going to add a row for our video, and then the next class we will of course add our introductory text, followed by the next class where we'll add the row for our instructors, and so on and so forth. So basically we're going to start from the very top here where we're building out our video row, and of course we'll round up by adding our Google map showcasing the physical location of our conference. So if you're ready, let's get started. Join me in the next class where we'll start building out our one-page website. Thank you for watching. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to install the Page Builder plugin by SiteOrigin. This is the back end of our website, event.tascopedia.com, and as you can see, this is a very fresh installation of WordPress. I haven't installed any themes or any plugins. This is just a very fresh installation. So I'm going to come down to plugins, add new, and I'm just going to search for the Page Builder plugin. And let's go with SiteOrigin. Enter, and all right, so as you can see, it's by SiteOrigin, over 900,000 plus active installs. This is a pretty good plugin. Let me just go ahead and install that. Activate. All right, awesome. So once you've activated the plugin, if you come down to settings, you would see the Page Builder tab right here. So let's take a look at that and see what we have. All right, so first things first, you have the post types. Here you can choose what kind of post types you'd like to be able to use Page Builder on. Pages and posts are the two default post types that we have with WordPress. So if you don't want to use Page Builder on either one of these, you can simply uncheck, but I'm just going to leave both checked as they are. It's fine. Let's come down to widgets. You don't have to do anything over here unless, of course, you have a very specific goal that you're trying to achieve. Pretty much what you have here has been set up for you already. Let's go down to layout. And now over here, this is a very, very important tab. First of all, we have the responsive layout and it's enabled. Basically, responsive layout refers to how your website is going to look like on a mobile device. And obviously, due to the change in the screen size, you can compare the screen size of your mobile phone to that of your computer. Your website will have to look a little bit differently when it comes to the responsive layout. So the SiteOrigin Page Builder plugin actually offers the ability to format your website on a responsive view automatically. So you can either choose to leave it as it is enabled, or you can choose to disable the responsive layout and then add your own designs. But I will strongly recommend that you leave it enabled. I would also recommend that you check the use tablet layout as well, because again, tablet devices have different screen sizes from mobile devices, so you pretty much want to make sure that your website looks good regardless of what device it's been viewed on, whether it's a computer, whether it's a tablet, or whether it's a mobile phone. All right, now over here, tablet width and mobile width, you can choose to set at what size you'd like to activate either the tablet width or the mobile width. Now again, unless you know exactly what it is that you're doing, if you have any experience working with CSS, I would recommend that you don't change either one of these values, because these are pretty much safe and standard values that you have for the tablet width and mobile width. Just leave them as they are, okay? All right, now we have the row bottom margin, and this simply refers to the spacing, the bottom spacing between rows. We might change this as we go along. If we find out that the margins between our rows is a bit too much, we can come down here and reduce the size, or we can as well also increase the size from 30 to 37, or just simply bring it down to 25, for example. But let's leave it back at 30. Now the last row, we can also choose to allow our last row to have a margin as well from the footer of our website. So let's go ahead and check that. Now, row gutter simply refers to the spacing between columns in each row. And again, the default is 30, and we're going to leave it as it is. If we would like to reduce the space, or maybe increase the space as we go on, we will come back here to change that. Now, last but not least, we have the full width container. It is set to body, and this is pretty much a very safe value again. Now, unless you know what it is that you're doing, if you have any experience with CSS, I would recommend that you just leave it as it is. Just leave it on the body, and we will explain this full width container as we go along. All right, so let's come down to content, which pretty much nothing here. Just leave this as it is enabled. All right, so that's pretty much the initial setup for the SiteOrigin Page Builder plugin. Join me in the next class where we will delve a little bit deeper into the plugin. Thank you for watching. So now that we've installed the Page Builder plugin, the next step is to try and create a page. So let me just come down here to all pages, click add new. And the way the Page Builder plugin works is you would have to click on this tab right here that says Page Builder. So let me take that, and now we are in the Page Builder plugin editor mode. And the way the Page Builder plugin works is you would typically add a row. And then once you add a row, you can choose to determine how many columns you'd like in that row. And once you've determined that, you can now begin adding widgets. So over here, let me just give you a very quick example. I'm going to click add row. And now over here, we have a row that has 2 columns by default. You can see the row layout over here that says 2. I can change that to 1. So that it's the entire, we have just 1 column inside the entire row. Or I could go up to, let's say 3, for example, and then have 3 columns that all have the same size. Speaking of size, I can change the size of each column by changing this tab over here. We have the one that says even 1. I can change it to, let's say, golden, for example. And now you can see the very first column has 50% of the entire width of the column of the row. The second column has 30%, while the last column has just 19.1%. Again, you can play around with all these values just to see how they all look like. You can see, for example, Tryon has the very first column will have a very massive amount of the width, with the very last column having just 2%. Let's play around again. Let's say Hecton. All right, so Hecton seems to be a little bit more evened out, except the first column is big. The second column is a little bit smaller, while the third column is, of course, the smallest. And then, of course, you can change the sizes of these columns by changing the last a tab here that says left to right, you can go right to left, so that in this case, it's the first column that's the smallest, and then going higher and higher in terms of the size of the width. So that's pretty much how to play around with the rows and the columns. So let's just go back to one row, make that even, of course. Let's insert that. Now from here, we can now choose to add widgets into our row. Now if I click on add widget, over here we have the widgets that have come by default with the SiteOrigin plugin. We can choose to add our archives. We can choose to add a search button, for example. We can add an image, a slider, features, and so on and so forth. However, we can install an additional plugin that has a lot more widgets than what we see over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to close this out, come down to plugins. Let me just open this in a new tab. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to search for a plugin called, let's see, SiteOrigin Widgets Bundle. Let's press enter. And as you can see, we have it over here, and it's by SiteOrigin. Make sure you install the one that's by SiteOrigin, because over here you can see we have other ones, widgets for SiteOrigin by W Pinked. You've got another one here by Ingenious Solution. Just install the one that's by SiteOrigin, okay? SiteOrigin Widgets Bundle. Let's install that. And then activate. And now once that's activated, over here you would see the tab that says SiteOrigin Widgets. Let's click on that. And now over here you can see we have all the widgets that we can actually use with our page builder plugin. You can see the ones that are active and the ones that are not yet active. So by installing and activating this SiteOrigin Widgets Bundle plugin, we can now choose to activate a call to action button that we can use, a contact form, a headline, hero image, features, icon. Let's just go ahead and activate every single widget. Let's activate image grid, the icon as well. It's social media buttons, simple miscellaneous layout, price table, testimonials, and of course video player. So these are all the widgets that we have available that we can use to build out our one-page website. So go ahead, install the SiteOrigin Widgets Bundle, activate all the widgets, and join me in the next class where we will install and activate a particular theme called the SiteOrigin North theme that we're going to use with the Page Builder plugin. Thank you for watching. What is interesting about the guys who developed the Page Builder plugin is that they also developed their own theme that works beautifully with the Page Builder plugin. And this theme is called the SiteOrigin North theme, which I'm just going to go ahead and install right now. Let's search themes, SiteOrigin North. And it's over here, SiteOrigin North. Just going to go ahead and install that. And then activate. Now once that's activated, you have the About SiteOrigin North tab over here, which I'm going to click on. And over here they've got some very nice messages for us. They say it's going to be free forever and we'll continue developing and enhancing it for years to come. So thank you very much, SiteOrigin North developers. And as you can see, North integrates beautifully with our free page builder plugin. This powerful plugin gives you full drag and drop capabilities right inside North. And you may have noticed that there's also a homepage tab that we have over here. So I'm just going to click that. And I'm just going to, in case yours isn't on, make sure it's on over here. Just tap the button to make it on. And this is pretty much the page where we're going to be building out our entire website. So whenever anyone visits our website, this is the page that will be loaded. So before I close this video, I need to point out that the Page Builder plugin isn't exclusive to the SiteOrigin North theme. You can use the plugin with other themes as well, and you can also use the SiteOrigin North theme with other plugins as well. For me, it just makes sense to use the same theme, or I used a plugin and a theme together that's been developed by the same developers. That just makes more sense to me. So thank you for watching the video. Go ahead, install and activate the SiteOrigin North theme. turn on the custom homepage, and join me in the next class where we would begin to build out our one-page website. Thank you for watching. Alright, so here's a look at our front page, and as you can see, we have absolutely nothing. So let's change that by adding a video of our event, and I'm actually going to paste this video. It's the Austrian Economics Research Conference. I know this has nothing to do with WordPress, but we're just going to use this video as a sample, okay? So I've got YouTube open, and the video is called the Austrian Economics Research Conference, and this is also a free video that you can actually use under the Creative Commons section, basically. So, alright, let me just come down here, click Edit Homepage. So what we're going to do is we're going to add this video to our homepage, and I am going to click Widget to begin with. Let's just go ahead and add a widget. And what we're looking for is the SiteOrigin video player. As you can see over here, I'm just going to click that. Now, awesome. So now we've got our SiteOrigin video player widget inside our role. Now, over here to the right, you can see we have the edit button. So I'm going to click on that. And now over here, we can choose to add a title if we want to, which I'm just going to ignore. We don't need a title for the video. And we have a video location. We can either choose self-hosted or externally hosted. Now, self-hosted, obviously, if we have the video in our media library, we don't. So we're going with externally hosted. And now it's asking for a URL. So I'm just going to copy this, come back down here, paste, and then we can choose to set the video to autoplay as soon as our page loads, which I'm just going to leave it unchecked. Let the user click on the video in order for it to play. So let's just click done, save the home page, and let's view the page and see what we have. Alright, not bad. We have the video. You click the play button and it plays. That's awesome. The problem here, though, is that this video is not extending to the full width of our browser. We want it to go all the way to the full width. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back. I'm going to click Edit Homepage. I'm going to come down here to our row. And over here, you can see we have the icon of a spanner. Hover over that and then click Edit Row. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Layout. And then from layout, we have three options for standard, full width, and then full width stretched. Now, in most cases, standard and full width will be of the same width. Let's take a look at that again. Let me just close this. Let me open this in a new page. Let's just save that. All right, let me just right click, open this in a new page, in a new tab. All right, now you can see this from my blog to the search button. This is the full width of our container. Okay, now standard and full width will typically have the same width size. It really all depends on the kind of widget that you're working with. If it's a video widget, the standard and the full width will be of the same size. If you're working with a different widget, like let's say an image widget, the standard size of the image widget might be, let's say, a third of what we have here. So if you change that to full width, it will stretch that image all the way to the width of the container. However, in this case, we would like to stretch our video beyond this container and onto the very edges of our browser. So what we're going to do is we're going to change the layout from standard all the way to full width stretched. Okay, let's check that. Click done. Save the home page. Let's come back here. Let's refresh the page. And now you can see it going all the way to the very edges of our browser. Awesome. However, there is a slight problem though. This video is way too tall for my liking. Now, this is of course very subjective. If you are the type of person who likes your videos being very big and large, then by all means, you don't have to take the next steps. This is just fine. However, I would like my own video to stretch all the way to the edges of the browser, but also have a very specific height and not this full this sort of full height that we have. This is way too big for my liking. The problem though is that if I click edit on the SiteOrigin video player column, edit over here. There is no option over here to check or to set the height for our column, for our video player. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a little trick. Okay, let's close this. Watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to add another widget. And this time around, I'm going to add a text, just a simple text, arbitrary text or HTML widget. Let's add that. So now we have that underneath the SiteOrigin video player. And from here, I'm just going to click edit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here to this video, click share, click embed, and I'm going to copy this embed code, copy this, come back down here, right click, and then paste it over here. Click done. Let's save the home page. Let's come back, let's refresh, and let's see what we have. All right. So now we have the first video, and then we have a second video, which is this exact same size as the first video, but we're going to change that. Now over here, I'm going to click edit again. Now the advantage of embedding our video from YouTube this way is that it gives us the ability to change the height and even change the width of our video if you want to. However, the reason why our video is so tall is because we've told our page builder plugin to stretch the contents of this row onto the very ends of our browser. Now if you look over here, we have a default width of 560 and a default height of 315. There isn't that much difference between the two. So what happened is, as the page builder plugin is stretching the width of our video, it's also simultaneously stretching the height of our video now to match the change in the width as well. So changing the width from 560 to, let's say, 2000 pixels will result in the height being somewhere around let's say 1700 pixels, and that's exactly why we have our video here being so tall. So in order to change that, in order to sort of trick our plugin, what we're going to do is we're going to change our width from 560 to, let's say, 1000. So now there is a massive difference between the width and the height. So let's go ahead, change that, click done, click save home page, come back, refresh, and now you can see the massive difference between the two. Over here we have a full width with a full height, but then over here we have a full width, but the height has been adjusted accordingly to match the difference that we changed over here when we changed the width from was it 515 or 550? I can't remember now, but we changed that to 1000. So that's why there is now a difference between both videos that we have. So that's awesome. Let me just click done here. Let me just remove our first column here by clicking the delete button. Let's save that. Let's come back. Let's refresh the page. And voila, we have our video with a set height and of the width going all the way to the edges of a browser. So thank you for watching the video. If you have any questions, of course, feel free to put them in the question or either in the comment section. Join me in the next class where we will add our text box and some text. Thank you for watching. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is to add some sort of headline that says welcome to the WordPress conference 2016 or something like that, and we're going to add that just below our video. So let me just come down to my edit page. What I'm going to do right now is to add another row, and we're going to go with one column this time around. Insert, and I'm going to add a widget, and I'm going to add the SiteOrigin headline widget. Just click that. So we've got a headline, and now I'm going to click edit. So the text is going to be, let's say, in capital letters, welcome to the WordPress conference 2016. Conference as an E. Alright, so welcome to the WordPress conference 2016. Now we can choose the kind of tags we want to attach to our headline. Let's just stick with the H1 tag. For the theme, I actually want to use a particular theme called Ubuntu. Ubuntu. Let's go with Ubuntu 700. Now, in case you are wondering why we have Ubuntu 700, 500, 300, and the same also for other themes as well, these numbers simply refers to the weight of that particular style or that particular variation of the theme. So the higher value you have, the thicker or the bolder the theme is. So obviously Titanium Web 900 will be a lot bolder than Titanium Web 700, for example. So due to the fact that this is a header, I'd like mine to be bold, so I'm going to go with the Ubuntu 700. Color, let's just leave that as it is. Align it to the center, that's fine. And let's do that. That's done. Let's save the home page. Let's see how this looks like. Let's refresh. Okay, welcome to the WordPress Conference 2016. That's fine. Now we're going to add some text just to briefly describe the event. And because I'm so lazy when it comes to crafting up text for our websites, I'm just going to use this website here called Lorem Ipsum, and I'm just going to grab some of this text right here. I'll just grab this first paragraph, copy that, come back, and with this all being selected, I'm going to add another widget, and we're going to add the SiteOrigin editor widget this time around. Let's add that. Let's click edit. I'm just going to right click here, and I'm going to paste, and I'm just use Control V to paste that. And I'm going to align everything as well. Just copy everything, and I'm going to align it to the center. And over here, by the way, we can do some additional things. We can add some padding. We can add some background color, background image. We can change the color of our fonts if we wanted to as well. We'll work more with these in later classes for now. But for now, let's just click done. Let's save the home page. Let's come back. Let's refresh. And okay, so welcome to the WordPress Conference 2016, and we've got sort of a brief description of the event, and this looks fine. But what I want to do is to actually change this font family. This by default I think should be Droid or something like that. Let's change this to the Ubuntu as well. And what I'm going to do is, in fact, I would like Ubuntu to be the default font theme for our website. So in order to do that, I'm quickly going to come down to my customize over here, click customize, and here we're going to customize our SiteOrigin North theme. We're going to change the font settings. All right, so over here we've got the theme settings. I'm going to click that, and over here we've got fonts. All right, so it says main font used on your site. I'm just going to click on this, and let's search for Ubuntu with a U. Ubuntu. Okay, awesome. Let me just select that. The variant should be regular. That's the variant. It's fine. And the headings as well. Let's just change this to Ubuntu as well. Ubuntu. Where are you? Ubuntu. Okay, awesome. Ubuntu. And for the headings, I'm just going to go with 700 to make them bold. Details as well, let's just go with Ubuntu again, and let's just leave that at regular. Awesome. So let me just save and publish. Close this, and let's go back. Let's refresh, and now we've got our Ubuntu text. We've got our headline. We have a little bit of a description about the main event, and that's pretty much how to add text blocks to our one-page website. So join me in the next class where we will add another section for our instructors. Thank you for watching. In this video, we're going to add a new section or a new row that will showcase, let's say, 3 instructors that will be talking or that will be presenting during this conference. We're going to upload pictures of them and also a short bio to go along with their profile picture. And we're also going to add like a short headline that says something like our instructors, and then just beneath that headline we'll have the instructors showing up. Just to give you a heads up, I have uploaded a few images to my media library, and we'll be using some of these images for instructors and also for the gallery that we're going to be creating probably in the next video. So let me just close this, come back to my home page. All right, so let's go ahead and create our role for our instructors. And the first thing we're going to do is to add a headline widget. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a new role, make that one column. Let me insert that. And you can drag and drop rows to whatever position that you want them to be in. All you have to do is to click on this icon over here and then just click and then drag. So we want that to appear just underneath our headline and intro text. And another thing we can do is we can duplicate widgets. So rather than me creating a whole new SiteOrigin headline widget, I can just duplicate the one that we already have over here. And I can do that by simply clicking the duplicate button, which I'm going to click now. And then once I've duplicated it, I'm just going to drag this headline widget down to a new row. And then all I have to do now is just to change the text that we have here to our instructors. Let's make that all capital letters. Our instructors, H1 700. All right, let's just click done. Let's save the home page. And let's see what it looks like. Let's refresh. All right, awesome. So our instructors. All right, awesome. So next thing we're going to do is to add the profile pictures and a short bio of our 3 instructors. So I'm going to create a new role. And in this case, since we're going to be adding 3 profiles for 3 instructors, we're going to make this 3 columns. So let me just make this 3 columns, make sure they're all have the same size. Click insert. Let's drag this row down here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the very first column and I'm going to add a new widget for the SiteOrigin image over here. It's a simple image widget with massive power. So I'm going to click on that and then I'm going to click on edit to add the profile picture of our first instructor. I'm going to go with choose media and I'm going to choose this fellow here with the tie. He looks instructive enough. Click set media. And with the benefit of a hindsight, I do know that the image size would be medium. Medium is just the best size that fits this particular image and also fits the 3-column structure that I'm going with. Image alignment, I'm just going to leave that on default. Title text, I can choose to add the name of our instructor over here, but it actually doesn't look good because I've already tried this before. There's just a bit too much space between the profile image and the title text. So we'll add the instructor's name in another widget in a short while. Alternative text, well, we can choose to add some alternate text if we would like to. Destination URL, in case the image is clicked, it might take them to another page. So just in case you'd like to link your images to maybe external websites or maybe another page somewhere else, you can easily add the URL here. And once that's clicked, you can choose to have the image open in a new window. So you can just tick this box over here. Now bound, make sure the image doesn't extend beyond its container. We don't want that. So yes, let's bound it. And also let's make sure that it's full width, which means that the image will fit its container size, and the container being the specific column in which this image has been put in. So let's click done for that. So we have our first image. So I'm just gonna duplicate this again, just drag the image over here, duplicate yet again, and then drag it over here. So this is a very quick way of working with the page builder plugin. Simply duplicate widgets and columns that you've already worked on and then simply change the contents of each individual widget. So let's change this image over here from this dude to this lady over here. She looks happy enough. Let's set the media over there. Click done, and let's change the last one to a fellow over here. It looks it looks like a very interesting instructor. Alright, set media. Let's click done. Alright, let's save the home page. Let's see what we have. Let's refresh. And as you can see, we have our profile images for our instructors. Awesome. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some short text, add the names of our instructors, as well as a short bio for each one of them. So let's come back down here. What I'm going to do is add a new widget, and this time it's going to be the SiteOrigin editor. I'm going to click that. Let me just drag this underneath our very first column. Click edit. And here I'm going to type in, let's go with the name of our instructor, which will be Rob Stark. And some text. Rob has been teaching. Oops. Rob has been teaching WordPress for the last 15 years and has built several hundreds of websites using the CMS. Okay, that's okay. I'm just gonna align all this to the center, and we're gonna make Rob Stark. Let's make this actually an H3, make it a bit bigger and bolder than the rest of the text. So let's click done. I'm just gonna duplicate this, duplicate that again. Let's drag this over here. Drag this to the very last, and then to the last column. And I'm just gonna change. Let me just change the name for now. I'll change the text later on. Let me just change the name for now. Let's go with Margary Tyrell. I think that's how it's spelled. Tyrell. Okay. Let's click done, and I'm gonna change the name here as well. Let's go with Tyrion Lannister, and a big thumbs up to you if you know who these people are. All these names I'm all these names I'm crafting. If you know who these characters are, thumbs up to you. Click done. Let's save our homepage, and let's see what we have. Let's refresh, and there you go. We have our instructors, their names, and a short bio of each one of them. All right, awesome. Now, one question that you may have is, well, why didn't I add the names of our instructors as the title of our SiteOrigin editor instead, rather than having them inside the content area? Well, adding the titles, or rather adding the names of our instructors as the title of our editor gives us less flexibility, because first of all, we would not be able to align the name at the center of our text column, and then secondly, we wouldn't be able to assign it as a header. So that's just one thing that, you know, these are some of the issues that we face as web developers, sometimes as WordPress developers. You have to be very flexible, and you need to know how to navigate your way around certain issues. So rather than using the names of our instructors as the titles of our SiteOrigin editors, we can simply add the name inside our content area and then simply format the names as we wish. It just gives us more flexibility. So that's why I decided to have the names inside our text editor. Alright, so that's pretty much it for this video. We've added our instructors headline, their profile pictures, the names of our instructors, as well as a short bio. Join me in the next video where we'll add our gallery. Thank you for watching. Right, so next up on our plate would be to add a gallery of images, and this is of course a very common feature which you would find on one-page websites involving conferences or events or sporting competitions or stuff like that. You would typically find pictures of previous events, or pictures of the location, of the guest speakers, and so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and create something very similar. Let's come back to the back end, and I'm going to add a new row. Make that one column for our headline. I'm just drag this down here. All right, let me just duplicate our headline over here, drag it to a new row. Let me just change this text to gallery. Gallery. Oh, let's make that capital letters. Gallery. Let's click done. And now what I'm going to do is add a new widget, and it's going to be the SiteOrigin simple masonry, which is the one we have over here. I'm just going to add that. Let's go ahead, click edit. And now here I have the opportunity to add images. So let me just go ahead and start adding the images. Once you click add, you have the drop down button here with which you can use to choose your media. So I'm just going to go ahead and add a very first image. Let's just go with this one, set the media. And just like in Excel, you can choose to change the column span or the row span of each individual column. But in this case, I'm just going to leave it at 1, 1 as it is. Let me close that, add a new image. Let's go with this one over here, set the media. Let's add a new image again. I'm just going to choose this one over here. So I'm just going to pause the video for now, and I'm going to add 6 more images in pretty much the same fashion. Alright, I'm back, and as you can see, I've added 9 images in total. So from here now, we have 3 different layouts which we can modify. One for the desktop, tablet, and mobile. For the desktop, I'm going to change the number of columns from 4 to 3. So it's going to be more like a 3 by 3 row column. We're going to have 3 columns and 3 rows. Row height, I'm just going to leave that at 0. The gutter space between the images, I'm just going to leave that at 0 as well. And for the tablet, it's set at 2 columns, which is fine, I think. And then for the mobile layout, it's just 1 column, which is just fine as it is. That's perfect. So I'm just going to click done and save the home page. Let's refresh. And there you go. We have our gallery with our images. Awesome. So that's how to add a gallery using the Site Page Builder plugin. So join me in the next class where we'll add some more content to our homepage. Thank you for watching.